What's up guys, Doomwake here. Welcome back to another modern video on the channel. As always, before we continue, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the video. And I just wanted to mention that this video is brought to you by the following sponsors. Mana Traders, which is a great way to rent cards on Magic Online. If you wanted to try out any of these awesome decks that we're playing on the channel, head over to Mana Traders. I will drop a link in the description below. You can get 15% off of your first 2 months of rental service. They have different types of subscription plans, so definitely go ahead and check them out. And also, Coalesce Apparel and Design, your #1 resource for MTG-inspired apparel. If you want shirts like this that you see here, this little Run the Jewels one, it's a pretty sweet one, and so many more. Head over to coalesceapparel.shop, promo code Doomwake, 10% off your next order. I will drop a link for that as well. With that, we have for you today some Grixis Shadow dress down style. It's a deck list that Aspiringspike, who is currently the Modern Trophy leader, so he's been playing a lot with this on his channel over the past couple of days, and I think he has like I think he has like 3 or 4 trophies with it so far. So he's been crushing with it. I wanted to give it a shot. I'm a big Death Shadow guy myself. You know, I've dabbled in the shadows in the past, so I'm pretty excited to see how this goes because I know he's been crushing with it. A lot of the stuff that you see here is similar to some of the other Grixis decks, you know, Thoughtseize, Inquisition, Channeler, Ragavan, Bolt, Heat, Drown in the Log, Expressive Iteration. Maybe this is more Croxus than you're used to. But the 2 cards that we see here that are maybe not the most common, at least in, you know, the current builds of Grixis, Death Shadow, which is a 1-mana 13/13, which gets -X/-X, where X is your life total. So with a card like Death Shadow, you typically want to play, you know, a bunch of fetches and shocks, Thoughtseizes to damage yourself. Sometimes you also see Dismember in these Shadow decks, but we're choosing to not play Dismember here. And we also have a new addition from Modern Horizons 2 in Dress Down. What does Dress Down do? So 2-mana enchantment, has Flash. Comes into play, enters the battlefield, draw a card. Creatures lose all abilities, and then at the beginning of the end step, sacrifice it. So what does that do for this deck in particular? Well, there's a couple things. First and foremost, with Death Shadow. Death Shadow is black mana for a 13/13 that has the ability of it gets -X/-X, where X is your life total. So imagine a scenario where, let's say you go turn 1, fetch, shock, Thoughtseize. Okay, you're now at 17. Turn 2, fetch, shock. Or excuse me, you're at 15. Turn 2, fetch, shock. 2 Death Shadows. They're both 1/1s because you went fetch, shock, Thoughtseize, fetch, shock, double shadow. So you have 2 1/1s in play. Now imagine this. You go untap, draw your card for your 3rd turn. You go, not even play your land first. Attack with 2 1/1 Death Shadows. And your opponent's like, okay, well they didn't play a fetch land first, so they can't make their Death Shadows bigger in combat. Okay, no blocks. And you just go 2 mana, Dress Down, take 26. So the interaction between Dress Down and Death Shadows, because it would grant Death Shadow, it would make it so Death Shadow has no abilities. So it would just be a 13/13. So think of Dress Down, honestly, in this deck as kind of like your Temur Battle Rage. I know that typically in Death Shadow you see Temur Battle Rage. This kind of functions as that, because an unblocked Shadow is the full 13, you know? And it's so funny too, because there's a lot of people that do Death Shadow math because they're maybe not used to Dress Down, and they always think, okay, well, the Death Shadow can never get to 13, because if the Death Shadow gets to 13, that means that your opponent has 0 life. Well, not in this case, because Dress Down also can just make it a 13/13. Now, that's not all it does. Also, with Croxa specifically, you can set up a scenario where you go, turn 2, you can flash in the Dress Down because it has flash. So you can go play it on your opponent's end step, and it says at the beginning of the end step. So if you play it on your opponent's end step, you don't sacrifice it until your next end step. So what can happen is you go cast Dress Down on your opponent's end step, untap, play Croxa. Okay? Now, the Dress Down is in play. Croxa has no abilities, which means that when it comes into play, yes, they won't discard a card. However, you also don't have to sacrifice it, so you just get a 2-mana 6/6. with all the added text when you start attacking with it. So that's pretty awesome as well. And then just, you know, there's other things that Dress Down does, not even just for your own deck, but again, specifically Scourge of the Skyclaves and opposing Construct tokens, which that's the big one. Construct tokens don't have power and toughness, but they have the ability of this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. Well, if you have a 0/0 with no abilities, it's dead. State-based effects. Same with Scourge of the Skyclaves. I'm sure there's plenty of other things that it does. It also kind of messes with elementals. It's a little... With elementals, it's a little tricky because, yes, they don't get the enter the battlefield ability of the elemental, like Fury won't deal damage, Solitude won't kill a creature. The problem is, if they evoke an elemental, they don't have to sacrifice it, so it stays in place. You gotta be... that matchup is really tricky. You have to kind of weigh the benefits and negatives of, you know, if they have Solitude, I need to make sure they can't kill my Shadow, but then they also get to keep a Solitude. So it's... I kind of hope we do get to play against that matchup, because I'm sure it's really tricky, and I'm sure I'm going to mess it up, but it would be a lot of fun. And yeah, the rest of the deck, rounding out, we get some baubles, we got some lands, again, bunch of fetches and shocks, because we are a Death Shadow deck. For the games that we don't have Dress Down, we want to make sure we can properly play Death Shadow on curve. As far as the sideboard is concerned, a lot of the similar stuff that you're used to. Soul Guide Lantern for Living End and other Lurrus decks, explosives for Hammer Time, and I'm sure that there's other stuff for explosives. Explosives are just one of the best cards in the format right now. To Terminate for Murktide Regent, Drawn the Lock when you need some additional counter spells, Alpine Moon for Urza Saga and Tron, Unholy Heat, again, just when you need additional removal spells, Unearth for Lurrus Mirrors, and then the 4th copy of Dress Down when that's good. I'm sure there's you know, a handful of other things that Dress Down does, and hopefully we'll get to see that in the video today. So, without further ado, let's get into some games. I'll see you back in just a little bit for round number 1. Alrighty, YouTube, we are here for round number 1 of our League with Grixis Shadow with some Dress Downs. I got turn 1 Ragavan, so I should probably keep. That's all I got. In all seriousness, yeah. I mean, we have Ragavan, we have an answer to their Ragavan. If they play Ragavan, I'm just gonna kill it. I might kill that. I kind of think I would rather kill that now, so that when they presumably kill my Ragavan, they won't be able to surveil. Might be kind of a spew, though. Kind of want to kill it. Alright. I'm just going to bobble them now. They don't play discard. Chart, of course. I'm not used to that card. Oh, they're playing Phoenix? Could be playing Phoenix. Let's get a Blood Crypt. Well, if they're playing Phoenix, these Lightning Bolts probably aren't going to be the best. I guess they could kill Demolich, but I don't know. If they're playing Phoenix specifically, killing the Channeler now makes a lot more sense, because that means they can't get additional surveils to try and find Phoenixes. So I think it makes sense to cast the burn spell before the Ragavan. So I play Ragavan and they just go, like, kill your Ragavan, surveil, attack, I don't know. Okay, so I can dash Ragavan, but I can't play Shadows this turn. $17, $14, $12. I think it might just be better to hold up Drown here, because I kind of want to drown, like, another 2-mana spell, Metamorphose or something like that. Yeah, I want to drown this. That's why I like holding up Drown. I want to just, like, make it so they try, you know, can't put some stuff into play. Because they now have a Phoenix in their graveyard, worth noting. We do get to play Death Shadows next turn, although they're only 1/1s. And their deck sometimes has Lava Dart. So I don't know that I actually want to play 2 Shadows. Because imagine if I just played 2 Shadows in a Ragavan and get Lava Darted. I mean, I kind of have to, right? Yeah, it's gonna feel so bad when I get Lava Darted. I think I'm supposed to make this play. My hand is just kind of forced, right? But man, I have a feeling I'm going to get Lava Darted. I kind of want to look away before they take their turn. Don't Lava Dart me. I mean, I guess you could maybe make an argument to hold back the second Shadow, and I could just go Shadow Ragavan. Yeah, and they dart those two. Might have been better. Well, this was a blowout. Now they have Demolish too. Chart a course. Another Phoenix. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Okay. That was worse than expected. Alright, take 6. Go to 6. So they don't have Demolish. Well, turns out I would have died anyways because all I drew was shadows. Yeah, alright. I guess I could dash Ragavan and try to hit a bolt off of their deck. It's my only out. Sure. It's my literal only out. It's not a good place to be. Okay, well, I can't cast that. Alright, we're dead. Well, yeah, it turns out I probably should have held back the second Shadow and just went Shadow Ragavan. Would not have mattered, because I just drew more shadows anyways. Because they would have taken the same line. And... Alright, we got some lanterns. How good is Dress Down against them? I don't know. I'm not sure. Not sure. I know Alpine Moon's bad. I'm not a big fan of Drown in the Lock. Like, the removal against them is not the 2-mana removal spells are not great. Because removal spells on Phoenix is not where you want to be. And you have enough to kill Channeler and Demolish because you have 4 Bolt, 2 Heat. I think that's fine. I don't think I want explosives. I definitely don't want more heats. Terminate, again, it's like, you don't want to be terminating an Arclight Phoenix. Maybe the 4th Dress Down? Croxa is not great against them, because they can just discard Phoenixes to it. But Croxa in combination with Dress Down is pretty good. I think I'm just going to do this. Just swap Drown for Lantern and keep the rest. Not sure if that's right, but... it's a little land heavy, but I think it's fine. Get to go Inquisition, try and take their 1-drop, and then we can potentially, hopefully we draw a creature, because we don't really want to play Iteration on turn 2. Chart a Course, Gut Shot. I'm definitely taking Chart a Course. So Demolish, Phoenix, Gut Shot, and some lands. Their hand's mostly non-functional. They drew... No, they just wanted to fetch to F6. I respect. Alright, let's just play Tarn. What I'm going to do is fetch... I'm just going to fetch Shock. Before I draw. Manamorphose? Yeah. They played the Spire Bluff Canal, Chart a Course. So they're going to discard Phoenix and Gut Shot me, probably. Discard Phoenix. Gut Shot me. Question is, are they attacking? Okay. Yep. Get the Phoenix back. It's not clear whether they want to attack or not. Oh, they want to attack. 3 cards, one of which is a Mesa. So I'm going to end step, kill the Demolish. I still want to fetch Shock, right? I could probably fetch a tap land now. Yeah, because I still have a Steam Vents and a Delta in my hand. I think I can afford to get a tap land. Okay, well, we need some gas off of this. I mean, that's usually what this card is for, but... Okay. So, I think... Do I want to kill the Phoenix now? I think so. I think I do. So let's go hand, bottom, exile, mountain. Bolt this thing now. I know it sucks if they just have 3 more spells, but... That means they're casting 3 spells main phase and not killing my Ragavan. when I try to dash it next turn. Thought Skawa. Alright, no more Phoenixes. That's good. But now they have a 3/3 to block my Ragavan, which is not good. Did keep a 4-lander. I guess it's time to Luris, because I don't really think Ragavan's getting me out of this. I'm not even sure Luris is, but this has been a rough game. Maybe I should have mulliganed my hand. Was it Inquisition, Bolt, Iteration, 4 lands? I mean, I don't know. I think the hand's fine. I don't think it's supposed to be a mulligan. I think it was just unfortunate circumstances. This game's not over yet, but not feeling great. It's possible with the iteration I should have just cast the Ragavan that turn and kept the Bolt in hand. Taken 3 from the Phoenix and then plan on bolting next turn. Not sure if that would have, you know, made this better or worse, but... What you got? It's a Demolich. Yeah, they're just casting it from their graveyard. This matchup seems rough when you don't draw your graveyard hate. Alright, no blocks. Take 3. Let's get a tap, the Steam Vents. Drew a Death Shadow. They're at 14. So I can't go to 6. I physically cannot go to 6. Because if I go to 6, then they just attack me for 3 and then bolt me with the Demolich. So my only reasonable play, I think, is... I think it's just Luris Ragavan. Just kind of hope that's good enough. Right? If I play the Shadow, even if I fetch basic Swamp, they just go attack with both. Oh, but they have to attack with this. Okay, right, because they have to attack with this, which I can just trade with this in combat, so I don't actually die. I mean, I have to hope they have literally nothing, and I don't think I can beat much anyways, so I guess I might as well cast it. So I'm missing something. Right? Attack with both. Bolt me. I guess they bolt the Luris, but then I just, you know, eat the Demolich at that point and go to 3. Or they just have Bolt in their hand, it doesn't matter. Which, yeah, I mean, couldn't beat that. I mean, okay. They got nothing? Huh. Okay. So, do I attack with all 3? Because they are priced into... They can't block Ragavan. Well, actually they can. They go to 1. But then I can replay the Ragavan. And I go to 6. Oh, but then I die, right? Right, because if I attack with everything and they block Ragavan, they take... Oh, I should have played my fetch land first. That would have forced a block on Shadow. Yeah, I should have played my fetch land first. If I played my fetch land first, they're forced to block the Shadow. They might block the Shadow anyways, but they might assume that they can't beat much either. Okay, they did block the Shadow. I should have played my fetch land first. Didn't get punished, but... Alright, go. Nothing crazy, please. Blue Serum Visions. There's a Phoenix, but they're on Demolich land, so hopefully they just don't draw a burn spell. Yeah, I should have played my land first. They decided that they wanted to play around a Bolt anyways and block. But I should have played my land first, which would have forced them to block the Shadow. Also, worth noting, it's kind of awkward that we have a lifelink creature with a Death Shadow in play. Doesn't matter too much because they're dealing us 3 anyways, so. So now if they find a spell, we're dead. And they kept the card off the salvaging, so that means we're probably dead. Any spell kills us now, right? Because they have the Phoenix. Yeah. That was a tough game. I'm trying to think if there was anything I could have done differently. Was there like 2 damage that I took maybe somewhere I shouldn't have? I don't think so. Position, bolt. I think everything was fine. I mean, I should have played my fetch land the turn that I attacked, but they blocked the shadow anyway, so that didn't change. That didn't change anything. Yeah, I'm not really sure what else I could have done differently this game. So maybe just a rough matchup overall. But anyways, that was a fun match. I'll see you back in just a little bit for round number 2. Alrighty, YouTube, we're back here for round number 2. Grixis Shadow, dress down. Let's see if we can right the ship. Okay. This hand's pretty good. Thoughtseize, Ragavan, Drown Bolt. I think I'm going to lead on Thoughtseize into Dash Ragavan. I think I like that play pattern a little bit better than just Ragavan and hope they don't have something. Because the truth of the matter is, almost everybody has something. So, the way that decks are being constructed now are always with Ragavan in mind. So, leading on a protection spell I think is a little bit better. There's also a chance that I still just hardcast Ragavan onto, but it depends on what they do. But I think I would always prefer to lead Thoughtseize in these spots. Alright, they're on 7. Let's see what they're working with. Turok, Stoneforge, Prismatic Ending. Turok is a little scary. The second Stoneforge is fine, because we can bolt the first one, draw the second one. I'm going to take Prismatic Ending. So what I think is going to happen is they're going to go land, go, and I think this might be a game where I just want to hardcast Ragavan. They play Stoneforge, I EOT, bolt it, untap, attack, hold up, drown. At least that's, I think, where I want to be. I guess I could dash it and then cast it next turn. I guess there's no reason not to dash it, right? Dash it, get a treasure. Treasure to bolt the Stoneforge. Dash it again. 2, dash, treasure. Land, that's 4. Bolt 3, dash, 1, attack, treasure. Yes, that still works. Okay. Yeah, let's just dash it then. Because they also have a lot of 1-mana spells that we could hit. And the nice thing about dashing is it gets around Prismatic Ending, which I think is a card they usually play a lot of. Now, it does suck that, you know, the Ragavan's not in play, but I think this is okay. They go Swamp. Stoneforge, that's okay. I'm just going to go through the turn. No reason to cast the Bolt end step, because you can use the treasure at any time anyways. They got Batterskull, so let's go Bolt the Mystic. Do this, get Watery Grave, dash Ragavan. I think this is going to just be a game where I keep dashing it. Hit no spell, but that's fine, because now we just have a bunch of drowns. Although, worth noting, we can't drown a Liliana, so that would be rough if they had that. So they have Turok, Batterskull. I think I'm going to let this go and just bolt it. Like, they're going to get their Cauldra, but I guess letting it go is bad if they have Ephemerate. Some of these decks do have Ephemerate. So now we can go Channeler, Bolt, Dash. Channeler, Bolt, Dash, and Hold Up, Drown. So bolt this. Surveil. What's this? Black mana. Fatal Push the Channeler. Yeah, that's fine. Just gonna let that go. I could fight over it, but I don't really need to. Oops. Dash. Is it better to dash or cast? Actually, it's probably better to cast this turn, for the reason being they're so likely to cast Turok that this is the one turn that I think that they need to use all their mana and not try to kill the Ragavan. Could be wrong. Excuse me. That was a big sneeze. I hope I got the mute in time. I didn't check to see if the mic was off. I think it was. I think I got it. Alright, what do we got? Black. Dothy Voidwalker. Sure. It's fine. Can always just kill it with it on the stack. But I wanted to save the Drana in case they had Prismatic Ending. But I don't actually need to kill the Voidwalker yet. I can just attack first. I can just let them have this in play. It's not doing anything right now. Alright, what do we got? We got a Lingering Souls, which I don't actually want to cast because they just get the other half of it. So now the question is, do I want to kill the Voidwalker? Because if I don't kill the Voidwalker, they get to exile the iteration. You know what I could do? Let's just do this. Let's just hold up Drown. I think I like that. Because this still holds up Drown. Yeah, I like this play. What do they got? 3 mana. Sword of Feast and Famine resolves. That, on the other hand, does not resolve. Alright, I will attack with Ragavan. What you got? Another Dothy Voidwalker. We still know they have Turok in hand, so blue. Let's do red, blue iteration. Address down. Let's go ahead and keep the Kroxa. Bottom this, exile this, because I still wanna hold up Drown for the what you call it, the Turok thing. Let's bobble you. Got a flats. Alright, you can go. Draw a card off bobble. How about a Death Shadow? It's not bad. But yeah, I do kind of want to counter the Turok or the Batterskull. Yeah, I think it's worth holding up Drown here for either of those cards. I'm not sure which one they would lead with, but I'm sure whichever one they play, I'm going to counter. Should be in a pretty good spot here, though. My guess is they probably want to lead on Batterskull as the bait. Batterskull as bait sounds kind of weird. But yeah, they have Turok, Batterskull, and one unknown. So Prismatic Ending? I'm not going to counter that. Because they have 6 mana. If I counter that, they can just, slam one of their other threats. So I would let a Prismatic Ending resolve. No, they're unsure what to do, which makes sense. Tough spot. They have decided that their best course of action is do nothing, which is kind of weird. I don't really understand that. Shambling Vent on top. Yeah, I don't really know what that means. I mean, we're just going to attack. Dress down is interesting. Alright, attack first. I could Inquisition them, but there's a chance I just don't even want to cast the Inquisition this turn. But they're obviously going to do something. I mean, if they kill the Ragavan in combat, I'm just going to let it happen. They have, like, Restoration Angel or some weird stuff? I don't know. I don't know Path to Exile. And they just chose not to cast... Wow. Okay. I mean, that's fine. I'll take the land. I am down to take the land. I'm at 11. So I can Inquisition the Turok and then play a Shadow and then hold up Drown for their Batterskull. Let's do that. They have a Shambling Vent on top, which they're probably going to fetch away. Yeah, okay. Alright, take the Turok, play Death Shadow, go. Again, we know they have Batterskull, which I don't really want to resolve, so I'd like to hold up Drown for that. Alright, now they go for it. Counter your stuff. They're also on 11, which means the dress down is lethal. That's kind of hot. I love that interaction so much. I love that interaction so much. Ah, it's so good. It's just awesome. Like, I was at 11 in my, just make a 13-13. Ah, love it so much. Okay. Well, that was game 1 against Black-White Stoneblade. What does Dress Down do against my opponent? Turok is an end of the battlefield trigger, right? Let me just double check. So it's called Turok Dread Tantor. I believe it is. I would assume it is, yeah. Enters the battlefield, yep, okay. So it does shut off that, which is pretty important because that card is good. Stoneforge Mystic, ETB, but that's kind of slow because they can play Stone. They're on the play, so they can play Stone Push before we can get the 2 mana. I'm not sold on Unearth in this matchup because a lot of their removal exiles, like Path to Exile and Prismatic Ending, so I don't think I want Unearth. Unholy Heat could be a good way, another way to kill Stoneforge Mystic. I mean, at the same time, I don't really have any bad cards. Not much is bad against them. Maybe the idea is you cut a Kroxa in these matchups because you expect them to bring in Graveyard Hate for Kroxa and Channeler. And Lurrus. So maybe you just, like, trim a Kroxa, add a Heat on the draw, because you just want more cheap answers to Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, I guess I'll buy that. I mean, Heat's also not great when they're bringing in Graveyard Hate, but it still kills Stoneforge Mystic, which is the important part. Wow, this hand seems awesome. So we can go turn... This hand has a lot of options. We can go turn 1 discard spell. We could turn 2 a Shadow. We'll see what we draw. But, we have multiple discard spells. We have Shadow. We get to... Oh, man, this hand's great. We might even get to go, like, turn 2 Dress Down, turn 3 Kroxa plus Shadow. Like, end of turn the Dress Down. Well, they're ruining my fun. I don't know what they're going to take. My hand's just really good. They have decided to take Thoughtseize. Now, we drew another 1-drop, so we have a question of do we want to play Channeler or Inquisition first? If we don't Inquisition and they have Stoneforge, it's pretty bad for us. I think I have to fire off Inquisition here. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I don't think I can afford to let them Stoneforge me, because I don't have a clean answer to it. Sanctifier, Fatal Push. Oh, worth noting, Sanctifier also not the best against Dress Down, because you give it, it doesn't have protection anymore. That being said, I'm still going to take it, because it does exile the Thoughtseize and it makes my graveyard smaller, which means the Kroxa is worse. So I can just play a Kroxa game now and hope they don't find another Sanctifier. Because Fatal Push is not the best card against Kroxa. Although, we could try to set up the... Well, that's actually probably just better then, right? I can just go Thoughtseize into Death Shadow. I was going to say we can just go end of turn Dress Down. Oh, they drew another Fatal Push. Okay. Well, that kind of mucks things up a little bit. So their hand is Push Plains. Alright, let's just play Channeler and bait the push. I wanted to play Shadow there, but I don't want to get the Shadow Fatal pushed. So we'll just make them Fatal Push the Channeler. which I'm sure they kind of have to do. Like, I thought about going turn 2, dress down, and then untap and slam the Croxa there, but... Auriok Champion. They have 0 cards. So we can EOT the dress down, and then... Yeah, okay, I like that. We can end step the dress down, and then we can untap and go... If we draw a land, we can actually bolt the champion and then play Croxa and just have a 6/6 in play. Man, that's kind of messed up. Sure, that's fine. That is acceptable. Yeah, dress down is awesome. Man, this is the first time I'm casting this card, and it feels really nice. Alright, we'll take 1. That's fine. We will take 1 damage. Alright, dress down. How about another dress down? Alright, so yeah, let's just go... Yeah, I think bolt the champion. And then shock Croxa. I am kind of a little bit worried about what you call it. I'm at 9 and they have a 3/2 Shadow. Worth noting, when we had the dress down in play, the bolt went to our graveyard because the Voidwalker had no abilities. Would have been the same for Croxa if, if the Croxa had died, but... If they draw a removal spell now, this play is kind of bad, but yeah, that's what I was worried about. Because now the Croxa's exiled. Yeah. Maybe I should have played Shadow instead of Croxa? I don't know. And then hope to find a removal spell for Voidwalker. Maybe. Okay. Well, everything's fine now. Now I'm gonna kill this right now. And just play Shadow. I could have played Dress Down before killing it, so they wouldn't exile the Unholy Heat, but I think this is fine. Like, now there are no cards, I have a Shadow. Still have a Luris. Oh, God! Duh! What is that draw? Okay. Do I want to cast the Dress Down? No, I think I'm just going to pass. Alright. Stop drawing cards like that, please. Just fade for 1 turn. Give me 1 turn of reprieve. Thank you. I appreciate it. Alright, now we can Luris. Go. Stoneforge Mystique. Well, that one is kind of bad for us. We got Sword of Fire and Ice. Okay. Let's get Blood Crypt. Sword of Fire and Ice, huh? So I can go Luris Channeler. No, I think I got an iteration here and try and find a removal spell for that Stoneforge. Yeah, let's iteration. It's not quite a removal spell. So I can play Croxa, but they have 2 cards in their hand. One of them's a sword, so they probably discard the other card. And then maybe keep the land. Okay, let's do that. Because then I can always cycle the Islet next turn. Could also maybe just flashback the Croxa. I can't imagine they're going to discard the sword, though. They did. Oh, they have Cauldra? Oh, I'm just dead to Cauldra, right? I guess that's probably why they got sword, huh? But, I mean, there was nothing I could have done about that, right? I mean, I guess I could have played Luris to chump block, but am I really winning that game? I'm chump blocking with Luris? I don't think so. So I had 4 mana, Luris, Stress Down, Iteration. So I could have went Luris, Channeler, but then they still get to keep the sword. They put in the Cauldron, chump block with Channeler, go to 3. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I should have done that. Alright, well, we'll get him in game 3. Yeah, I mean, that was... Him drawing that Kaya was just so disgusting. I mean, I ended up drawing the Bolt to kill it, but exiling the Shadow was just so tough because we couldn't Luris it back. Alright. Let's see what we got. Channeler, Drown, Croxa. Okay, keep. Hand's a little bit weak to Sanctifier, specifically, but... Alright. Opponent goes to 6, and we got a Channeler. We got a Channeler, what you got? Fatal Push, Inquisition. Probably taking Drown, if I had to guess. Not sure. Depends on their hand. Alright, they did elect to take the Drown. Drew an Unholy Heat. Land, creature. Alright, attack. Probably just gonna fetch a Shock Land, because I want to get as many fetches in my graveyard for Luris as possible. Let's get a Blood Crypt. Alright, what you discarding? Discarded Godless Shrine. Okay, down with that. Kind of hope they play Stoneforge Mystic, yeah. I was kind of hoping they would draw Stoneforge. I actually think I'm going to upkeep the Unholy Heat, because I get the Surveil. Yeah, I'm going to upkeep the Unholy Heat, because I want the Surveil trigger off Channeler on my upkeep. Definitely don't want to land. How about a Death Shadow? I mean, it's not bad, but... Get a Watery Grave, I think. And we can actually Croxa next turn, so it's not too bad. They know our last card. Kind of wish we had another fetch land as our last card, but... We know they have Batterskull. I imagine they didn't have Sanctifier in their hand, because knowing that we have Croxa and all the fetch lands in the Channeler, I think they would have wanted to play the Sanctifier in case we drew a discard spell that turn. So I don't think they have Sanctifier. At least they didn't have it last turn. Could have Kaya, I guess, but... Prismatic Ending? Sure. How about another Death Shadow? We have 3 cards. I just want to slam Croxa here. Definitely just want to slam Croxa. Black, red, red, black. Alright. Croxa you. So even if they kill it, they're down to 1 card. They still know they have Batterskull, which, I mean, at this point, they probably just discard, right? Alright, Sword of Fire Knight. So they keep the Batterskull. So is their last 2 cards Batterskull plus removal spell? Maybe. Could be Dam. They're hoping to draw a land. Nope, not Dam. It's kind of close, whether I should Inquisition them first or not. Because if their other card... So here's the thing, right? If I cast Inquisition and they have a Fatal Push, they're 100% going to push the Croxa, because then they get to keep the Batterskull. If I go to attacks, they might just let me attack with the Croxa. No, I guess they would still push it anyways. I'm trying to think if there's like a world where they let me go to attacks with Croxa and trying to just keep the Batterskull. Alright, add path. So their last card's Batterskull. I mean, Bolt doesn't really do anything against that. So I don't think I want to draw that. Do I Luris or do I Shadow? I think Shadow is better if I draw Dress Down. And I have nothing to do with the Luris anyways, so... They're fetching. Does that mean they drew land? Yes. Okay. So I'd like to draw Drown, I guess? Crux is not the best. Still gonna cast it. Alright, pass the turn. They're at 8. So they I guess they kind of have to attack, right? Which we can just take and grow the Shadow. This is perfectly fine with us. Because now our Shadow gets bigger, which means we can now block the Germ token. And we can just Luris Croxa. Or we can just play another Shadow. Which I think is pretty good. Yeah, let's just go attack and then play Luris Shadow. I guess they might just chump block, but... Because if they don't chump block, they also die to Dress Down. Alright, well, we didn't have the Dress Down. This play is definitely bad if they draw another Dam, but... And I think I need to play the Shadow instead of the Croxa to have a blocker for the Germ. I could have not attacked with the Shadow in play and then gone Luris Croxa, but I don't know if that's better than just playing a second Shadow. Because now when they're in this weird spot where they kind of have to like double block, I'm not sure. Drew Stoneforge Mystic and got Cauldron complete. Okay. Well, we have a Croxa. Question is, do we attack? I think we can send... Well, attacking here is kind of bad. Because if I attack with both Shadows, they double block one of the Shadows. I get to kill the Germ token. Then they just slap the Batterskull and the Stoneforge, and I don't even have a good block. So I think what I should do is just cast the Croxa, get the Cauldron out of their hand, and I think I'm just going to say go. It feels weird to not attack, but I think I'm just going to say go. Also, if I wait and draw Dress Down, it's a lot better for me. Because then, once I find Dress Down, I have a good attack. Alright, so they discard the Cauldron, play Channeler, and probably just pass. Also, if we find a land, we can start attacking with like a fetch land. We can even, yeah, a fetch land's still fine because we can attack with 2 Channelers. I don't know what they're thinking about. Alright, your turn. I think I've decided that our attacks are not good. What you got? They draw a Dam, that would not be great, but even if they draw a Dam, we can just flashback the Croxa. And by I always say flashback, I mean escape. So they can move the Batterskull to the Stoneforge, but then I could just double block. Okay, so I guess they're planning on moving the Germ token, which is fine. So they get to make it a 5/6. Wait, what? Oh, so their plan is to pick it up and then do the... okay, I get it. That makes sense, sort of. They were probably supposed to main phase that, though. 3, 6... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I bin the Unholy Heat, I can escape the Croxa. No, I don't want to do that though. Let's just top it. I want to see what they're drawing just to get full information. I think we should be good, though. Yeah, they're drawing a land. So let's just go... attack with the 2 channelers, I guess? I think not the shadows. Yeah, I think just the channelers is fine. Because we know they're drawing a land, they have no cards, so... Should be good. Because we're drawing the heat on their upkeep. So now they go to 2. They pick. So what their plan was to pick up the batter skull and then put it back in. But all right, so we draw the heat, and that should be good enough because they're drawing a land. Well, that was a wild match, to say the least. A lot of back and forth. It was a fun match, definitely. I'm going to have to do some editing with this one, but yeah, that was fun. I'm trying to think if I messed up game 2, where I just, like, died to the Cauldron. I think I was supposed to, like I said, maybe just go, like, when they Stoneforge, they got the sword, but them getting the sword means it's so likely they have the Cauldron, so I just kind of just brain farted a little bit, forgot about it. So what I probably should have done that game is play Luris Channeler so I could chump block the Cauldron, and then I'm not really sure how I would have gotten out of it after that, but you know, would have at least bought me a turn. But anyways, yeah, opponent's dead. Attack. All right, game over. So, that was a fun match. I hope you enjoyed the match, and I'll see you back in just a little bit for round number 3. Alrighty, YouTube. I actually forgot to move this. I always forget to do that. All right, round number 3. Let's go. 1-1. See if we can keep it going. Inquisition. See, these are the hands that, like, I'm kind of skeptical on because our Shadow is not the best here. I mean, I think I'm still going to keep it because we have Inquisition and a couple removal spells and a Bauble, but it's one of those hands that, like, the Shadow is kind of awkward because we have no fetch lands and no Thoughtseizes. I'm going to Bauble them for perfect information on the Inquisition. They have a Thought-Knot Seer on top. Dismember, Reshaper, Ballista. This is gonna look weird, but I kind of want to take the Matter Reshaper. I think I'm going to. I think it's the most annoying card. Like, whether I take Dismember or Ballista, they're gonna have an answer to a Ragavan or a Channeler if I draw one. Alright. Might as well force the issue. Kind of sucks that I drew Basic Swamp. Because now I can't Iteration. Yeah, this is awkward, to say the least. Definitely awkward. Alright, so Dismember gone, Mine, Power Plant gone. So they have Smasher, Ballista, Thought-Knot Seer. I think this has to be a Luris turn, because I don't want to cast the Iteration into nothing. So let's get... I want to get a... Definitely land the cast Iteration. I guess they all do. Blood Grip? No, Steam Vents. I might want 2 black sources, though, but I also kind of want 2 red sources. I think blue is probably the land I need the 2 of the least. So let's do this. And hope they don't draw a tower or a temple. Drew a power plant. That's fine. Can live with that. So now I can Luris Ragavan, which I think I like. Could also Luris Bauble Shadow. Luris Ragavan or Luris Bauble Shadow? Might be better just Luris Bauble Shadow, and then I could dash Ragavan next turn. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go black, black, red. Cast Bauble, cast Shadow. Bauble you, see what's up. We got a power plant on top. Okay, so now they go, what, Power Plant, Thought-Knot Seer? And I guess they take a Bolt. So I can't double bolt the Thought-Knot Seer. No, they took Iteration. Okay. So let's go double bolt the Thought-Knot Seer. Draw a card. Thoughtseize. I don't really think I care about the second Smasher. Get a Mountain. We'll go dash this Ragavan so I can play the Bauble. Attack them for 11. Cast Bauble. See what you're drawing. Drawing a Power Plant, but I don't think that the Smasher is enough to get them out of this. Yeah, they're off it. We were even going to be able to dress down and get the Lethal Shadow. Okay, so Eldrazi Tron. I think Terminate's pretty good against Thought-Knot Seer and Smasher. Drawn in the Lock is actually not very good against them. I guess Alpine Moon for Blast Zone is reasonable. How good is Dress Down? I think it's... stops Matter Shaper. It stops... I guess it's kind of weak against the Thought-Knot Seer trigger, because it means you don't get a card, but it also means you don't have to discard to Matter... not Matter Shaper. Smasher. Reality Smasher. What if we just did this, and trim to Kroxa, trim to Dress Down? Maybe this is too many 1-mana spells. Like, I don't really have any answers to Chalice. This deck has no shatters, huh? I mean, you have explosives, but I don't really want to bring in explosives against Chalice. I'm not a huge fan of that. Maybe I have to. I'm really not sure. Maybe Kroxa Dress Down is my best plan against Chalice, and I should just shave on Bolt. Okay. I guess we could try this. Not playing any answers to Chalice is kind of weird, though. Like, no Call against commands, no Abrades, no Shattering Sprees, nothing like that. And I don't really want to bring in explosives in this matchup. This hand's great, so I'm going to keep it. We can Inquisition a Chalice. Alright, they got a map. Let's go Bauble myself. See what my top card is, because I can fetch it. Bloodstained Mire. I do kind of want a third land here, because I think what I want to do this game... Alright, cool. This is a game where I want to go end step, turn 2, dress down, untap, play Kroxa, and Shadow. That's what I want to do with this hand. Alright, they play a Saga. Yeah, I think I just want to get this Kroxa into play. So let's just pass. Let's do the end step dress down line. It's fine. They got Power Plant. Chapter 2. So they have Thought-Knot, Karn, Endbringer. Let's go Blood Crypt. Alright, dress down. Then we get to slam Kroxa. Kroxa and Shadow. Let's go Steam Vents. Kroxa. I think it's better to play Shadow here. It might have been better to play Channeler, but I think I like getting the Shadow into play. Because getting the Shadow into play is also better if I draw another dress down. Yep. And it shuts off their construct for a turn. So, like, the argument is you could have waited a turn to get both constructs. They go, like, make a construct, and then you can dress down. But getting their Kroxa into play is really nice. They drew the tower. That kind of sucks. Okay, this looks a lot worse for us now. So they're going to get... Maybe they're going to get Ballista? So they can get Ballista, Ballista for 1, equip Collar, kill the Croxa with Karn. Get Ballista with Karn. But then they lose their Ballista, so that's not too bad. Kind of a tough spot for them. Because they do want to kill the Croxa, but then at the same time, I might just be able to replay the Croxa. Alright, they're choosing to go with Thought-Knot Seer. Okay. They take the heat, which makes sense, because the heat is an answer to Thought-Knot Seer. And I guess they're going to play Karn? Or they also drew Ballista. That's what this is. Okay. So we're kind of in rough shape if we don't find an answer to the Ballista, because they can just equip, put a counter on it, and shoot the Croxa. Alright, let's attack. The last two cards are Karn and Bringer, huh? So this is 2 to equip. So they can go equip, counter, and they can kill 2 things. So even if I play my entire hand, they still get to kill 2 creatures. Still think that's better than putting Lurrus in my hand. Just dumping my hand. Like, I don't love it, but... Alright. They get to shoot some stuff down. Because their Ballista has Death Touch. That's the combo. So they're electing to get Karn. Okay. I guess that means they're going to get a bridge? It's probably bridge, right? Yeah. Okay. That's also bad. So they only have 2 cards. Delta on 1, huh? So I guess I attack with Shadow. Well, this actually isn't too bad, right? Attack Karn with Shadow. Or I should have played my fetch land first. Oh, they're just letting it die? Okay. I'm down with that. Surprised they just let it die like that. I mean, they still have this, but... And I can't remove this from the battlefield. And not playing any Shatters is kind of weird. They drew another Karn. Okay. I don't like that. I do not like that. Soul Guide Lantern. Yeah. I'm just going to pack it in. We can't actually beat the bridge, so I'm just going to pack it in. I really don't want to bring in explosives, but maybe I just have to. I'd like to see how Spike was sideboarding against Etron. Maybe I don't want any bolts? Just, like, bring in 2 explosives? I guess we could try it. I mean, like, not having an answer to Chalice or Bridge is just so rough. Although, again, I don't like explosives because they also have Karn, and it doesn't really do much else. Thoughtseize, Dress Down, Bauble. Okay. Bauble myself because we need to find action. Blood Crypt is not action. What do they got? They kept Temple, Waste, Chalice, Map. Gotta take Chalice, right? Yeah. I think I have to take Chalice, because even if I take a map, they have a second one anyways, so I don't really think taking a map accomplishes much. Terminate. I'm gonna play this untapped. I'll just pass. I don't really want to cycle Dress Down. But maybe I do. No, I probably don't. Wastes. I do kind of want to find some gas. Maybe I'm supposed to cycle it. Also high upside if I draw Croxa. Yeah, see? See? It all worked out in the end. Alright, so they get maybe another temple. They did. But that's fine, because they can't dismember the Croxa. So I think that's okay for us. Alright, you got a map. So they have Smasher, Dismember. I will attack you. Trigger. Let's see what they discard. They discarded another map. It's all the maps. Do I want to play Channeler into the Dismember? Yeah, I think that's fine. I also don't want to put Luris in hand because I want to just hold up Terminate. Alright, so they're going to crack map. I guess they're getting Blast Zone? No. So they have All Is Dust? Just replay the Croxa though, so that's not that bad. Yeah, like they're going to All Is Dust me, but that just doesn't even matter that much. So their hand right now is Dismember, Smasher, 2 unknowns. Red, red, black, black. I think I'm going to keep the Dress Down in my graveyard for Luris purposes. See what they discard. Discarded Urza's Mine. Okay. Maybe I should have held that land there, so that if they play the Smasher, I can just discard the land to the Terminate, to the Smasher's ability. And they're just not going to play the Smasher, huh? Okay, go to attacks. They have double Dismember? Okay. Is that where we're at? Oh my god. Double Dismember? Okay, do what you gotta do, I guess. Let's MTGO premium it up here and put Luris in our hand. And just pass. I think I'm gonna discard the Alpine Moon. When they play the Smasher, discard the Alpine Moon to the Terminate. Alright, so they have Saga. We know about Smasher. 2, 4, 6. Endbringer? Okay. So we can just EOT, terminate the Endbringer, untap Luris Croak so they discard the Smasher. Sounds good to me. Okay, they don't want to play anymore. They see the writing on the wall. Yeah, I mean, that was kind of a weird game. We obviously got very lucky when we cycled the Dress Down into the Croxa, and then kind of just took over the game from there. But yeah, that's one of the cool lines about this deck, is you just, Dress Down can just do stuff like that. I've been really impressed with Dress Down so far, and, record kind of shows it. We're 2-1, so I hope you enjoyed the games, and I'll see you back in just a little bit for round number 4. Alrighty, YouTube, round number 4 time, 2-1. Let's see if we can get another dub. I'm going to keep this hand. We don't have a discard spell on one, which is kind of unfortunate, but we have Bolt into Dress Down. So this looks like maybe Bring to Light Scape Shift. Ooh. So now we can potentially set up Dress Down into Croxa. Okay, let's just go Delta Pass. I think that's going to be my plan this game. Just go turn 2, Dress Down, untap, Slam Croxa. Ren and 6, huh? Yeah, okay. Don't love to see Ren and 6, but not much I can do about it. go. I just wanna shock here. So let's get Watery Grave. Untap. Channeler, huh? I feel like my best line is just go turn 2, dress down, slam Croxa. Because if I play Channeler, they can ping it with Ren. I can't play Shadow. Drawn to the Lock is not doing anything. So I don't really have any better lines. So let's just go Blood Crypt untap pass. With the intention of going dress down into Croxa. I think that is my best way to win this game. Because the rest of my hand just doesn't really do all that much. Alright, they're getting back a land. Because they could have a counterspell. Cast Dress Down. Thoughtseize was actually an insane draw. Because now I can just take their counterspell. So they can't counter Croxa. They have like a remand or something. They have Bring to Light, Supreme Verdict, Valky. I mean, they're nowhere near casting Supreme Verdict, and by the time they do, I'll have enough cards to escape the Croxa anyway, so I'm just going to take Bring to Light, and then cast the Croxa. So, this is their 6-card hand. I accidentally clicked off revealing Valky, but they have Valky, not Tybalt. Okay, Cycle Catcher, Triome. It's fine. Alright, Windswept Teeth was the land they drew for the turn. And they got back the Triome. So they have these 6, the Triome, and 1 unknown. So let us, I think, attack Renin 6. Yeah, I think I would like to kill the Renin 6 and get a card out of their hand. Which I'm assuming is probably going to be a land, yeah. Alright, Renin 6 down. And we know they're going to be casting Supreme Verdict next turn, so there's not really a good reason to play more creatures. So why don't we just put Lurrus in our hand? Seems to be the best line, because I don't want to... Like, they kind of already have to Verdict this away, I think. I don't think they can afford not to cast Verdict next turn. Yep, Cycle Triome. It's fine. And the really nice thing about this is, like, them drawing the Verdict means that even if they drew Bring to Light, we wouldn't have to counter it, because they usually only play 1 Verdict. You know? So, that means we could just let Bring to Light resolve. Oh, they drew Prismatic Ending. Well, that's a little bit worse for me. It's actually a lot worse for me. Because now it's exiled. I mean, I still think we're fine. Because we have a lot going on, and we still have Drown. Okay, I can just let this go. I think I might just go Shadow. Inquisition is an interesting draw. So we know about the Verdict. So why don't we go Channeler, Inquisition. I want to fetch first. No, I don't really need to fetch first. So let's play Inquisition. See where we're at. I don't want it to dress down. Alright, so Valky, excuse me. This over here. BTL, Verdict, and a bunch of stuff. Okay. I do kind of have to force the Wrath. So let's play the Shadow, and then pass. We can hold up Drown for Bring to Light. But even if they Verdict, we can just go Lurrus, play a thing. We need to find a land, though, because I want to be able to go Lurrus, creature, plus hold up Drown. Explore is fine. Alright, so this is going to be the Verdict. They played Misty. Yeah, Burdick resolves. So they bring to light Flooded Strand. Alright, I'm not going to fetch because I kind of do want to draw land. There we go. Don't want to get basics. So they're on 10. Because I want to go Grixis Shadow. Hold up Drown. 8, 7. Because I'm taking one off the Fiery Islet too. 6. That makes Shadow a 7/7. It's still lethal if I get 2 basics, so I think it's fine. Right? I think I did this right. Black, black. This. Shadow hold up thing. Yeah, okay. Alright, we're good. Shadow. Go. So we still have Drown up. We take a damage off the Fiery Islet, go to 6, and then that's 10 damage. We also have Dress Down to make the Shadow bigger anyways. So, you know. And they should be dead, right? Because we know their last 2 cards. So I just drown this, and we should be good to go. I believe we know their last card's Flooded Strand. Because they didn't... Yeah, they didn't correct Flooded Strand. Alright, cool. Got game number 1. So, opponent's likely going to be bringing in some combination of, like, Chalice the Void, some other sweepers. I like Drown. I think I like Alpine Moon. Alpine Moon does name Valakut. The only thing is, like, their deck can kill you without Valakut, you know? So I'm kind of not a huge fan of it. I absolutely hate Bolt against them. I like Heat because it actually kills Ren and Dryad. And it's a question of, do I want to bring in Explosives for Chalice again? I don't really want to. I'm going to bring in Moon. Maybe I'm supposed to be bringing in Explosives against anything that has Chalice. It just feels so weird. I don't know. Chalice is like also okay against Ren and 6. So maybe there's some consideration to bring it in. But okay. Keep this. It's not the best, but I can bobble myself to try and find a 1-drop. Which I think I'm going to do. It's a Drown in the Lock. Which I think I'm down to keep that. Maybe that's bad. Ren ending iteration. I think I have to take the Ren. So iteration ending lands. So we can slam Croxa next turn. The one card that this hand is going to be really bad against is Teferi. So let's hope they don't have that. Let's get Watery Grave. Because if they play Teferi this turn, our drowns are just going to be turned off almost for the entirety of the game. So I imagine they're discarding a land here. Yeah, they discarded the Triome. Alright, please no Teferi. Please no Teferi. Yeah, that's fine. So they have Forest Ending. Alright, Breeding Pool, that's fine. Can live with that. I'd like to draw a 1-drop. That kind of counts. Prismatic Ending, all lands, huh? Alright. We're going to sit here and hold up Drown for a while. I could tap out for Shadow, or excuse me, for Croxa, but it's kind of bad if they find a Bring to Light. We give them exactly 1 turn. Ah, man, this is tough. I think I'm going to do it, but I'm really not sure that I should be doing this. I think this is the greedy play, but, you know. Here we are. Red, black, black, red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, let's go. They had all lands last turn. I'm probably supposed to just hold up Drown and just, you know, kind of stay in this holding pattern, but... Like, even if they draw Bring to Light, I guess they Valky minus here. Yeah, that probably kills me. Bring to Light minus here. Okay, that's fine. That's not Bring to Light. I can beat that. Now the game's probably over. Because they have double Drown. Alright, well, you know, sometimes the greed pays off. Was that line greedy? Of course it was. But they had all lands. I don't know. Alright, your turn. So they have to draw their exact one verdict. Red, white, green, blue. Yeah, no. Absolutely not. Opponent is probably going to be off it. Yep. Alright, so 3-1 now. I think this matchup... I think these newer builds of this deck are kind of straying away from Chalice the Void. So I think if that's the case, you're probably fine. But yeah, I don't know. It's a sweet match. So 3-1. See if we can get the 4-1. I'll see you back in just a little bit for round number 5. Alrighty, guys. Round number 5 time. Let's go. Let's see what we got. Playing against the Cherry X-Man. We're on the draw. We got some 1-drops. Alright, I'm in. Go turn 1 Channeler, maybe turn 2 Channeler plus Heat, depending on what they do. Island Surge Node. I see this deck. No idea if this matchup is good or not. I'm going to assume it's not, but, you know. Emery. Well, we can kill Emery, so that's not bad for us. Alright, Channeler. Heat the Emery. Thoughtseize, huh? They're on 3 cards. I kind of feel like I want to... So I guess best case scenario is I top the Thoughtseize, attack for 1, and then iteration into a land for Thoughtseize. Because they're likely just going to make a Saga token next turn. Yeah, okay. I think that's my best plan to win. I think I have to do it that way. Just kind of hope the Thoughtseize is good enough. So I can snag a Karn or an Urza. Although they can just play those cards this turn. So maybe the Thoughtseize is bad. Because if they have one of those cards, they're just going to play it this turn. Okay. Looks like they're just going to make a Saga token. Which I can potentially beat. So let's go Iteration, try and hit a land. Definitely don't want Ragavan. Definitely don't want that. Need a land. Okay, it's not a fetch land, but we'll take it. So now we can actually go hand, bottom, exile, play Blood Crypt, Thoughtseize you again. I need to put this in the graveyard for Delirium. Do I want a 4th land? So what is my plan next turn? I'm 6ing them to 13. Next turn I 6 them to 7. No, I don't really think I need a land, because I can just go Shadow plus Croxa next turn. I don't think I need the extra land. Alright, we'll definitely take Thought Monitor. But, I mean, they have the Emery, so they can Emery back to Monitor, which kind of sucks. Alright, so they go to 13. They probably can also just get a Graveyard Hate piece, like a Soul Guide. Yeah, they're probably just going to get Soul Guide Lantern with this. They got Bauble. Maybe they don't main deck Lantern. They also could have gotten Shadow Spear. I wonder if they don't play Shadow Spear. So they attack us for 5. We go to 7. Actually, attack us for 6. Huh. Yeah, I think we're actually just dead, right? Because they play the Monitor. Attack us for 6. We go to 6. We have to attack with the Channelers. Yeah, I think we're just dead. Huh. Yeah, you can also play that for 0. Yeah, this is not good. Oh, well, I guess we were probably losing anyways. Guess we were probably losing anyways. Alright, take 10. I guess I could have maybe drawn Dress Down. Not now, though. Dress Down's not going to be enough now. Actually, I can cast Dress Down so that I don't have to attack with the Channelers. It's my only out, right? And then the Channelers will still... They'll have flying on their turn. So I can Dress Down now, go to 1, kill the Constructs, leave back the Channelers, and then just pass with the Shadow and the 2 Channelers. I mean, I'm not in the best spot, but I'm not dead, right? What's my alternative? I can't cast Thoughtseize. Croaks doesn't do anything. So I don't really have an alternative. So let's just do this. Ragavan's bad. That card's bad because I'm at 1. Let's go play Shadow, play tap land, and pass. Now, we're in a spot next turn where we have to attack, but not much I can do about that. Maybe I can draw another Dress Down? Or maybe I could somehow find enough removal spells. Oh, right, they just do that and then attack us. Yeah, okay. Alright, beats. I don't know what I could have done differently that game. Might have been something. Dress Down's very good against Urza Saga. Alpine Moon is as well. Heat is good against Emery. I think they're probably going to cut Emery, though, which means I don't think I want to bring in Lantern. Explosives, also decent. I think Drown is a little too slow. Some matchup where I cut Ragavan, not on the play. I don't think I can. Maybe I cut Inquisition. Just do something like this. So no Drowns, no Inquisitions. I kind of want the extra heat, though. Maybe I don't want the 4th Dress Down, because I'm also bringing in Explosives. Actually, Explosives is probably worse than Dress Down. Let's do this. Because they have Urza to make Constructs, too. So Dress Down just seems awesome. I think I want all 4. Alright, play first. I have no idea if this matchup's good or not. Well, I have a Ragavan on the play, so I'm going to keep it. I have determined that that is a good place to start. A wise person once told me... I'm going to save the Bauble for the Channeler, too, because I already have land 2 rolled up. Like, I already have a good turn 2 play. Okay, that's an Emery. I'll offer the trade. Would you like to take the trade? They would not. In Urza, can't cast that one. Let's go... Well... Actually, I should probably just cast Iteration. Because I could find a removal spell. Yeah, let's just Iteration here. Because I want to be able to kill the Emery. How about a Thoughtseize? Alright, so let's go hand, bottom, exile, and then just Thoughtseize them. I think. I guess now I think I should bobble them to get more information on the Thoughtseize. And then I can just try to iteration into a removal spell next turn. They have Upheaval in their deck? Okay. Urza or Karn? I think Urza? I have no idea. What was on top of their deck? Another Bauble. I'll take Urza. I think Urza's a little bit more scary. One thing I just realized is I actually don't have a blue source in play. So what I think I should have done was play the Bloodstained Mire instead of the Blood Crypt and keep the Blood Crypt for next turn. So I could have got iteration. Yeah, that was a lot better. I should have played the Bloodstained Mire for my hand instead of the Blood Crypt. Core Tapper. Okay. That was not a bad draw. So they didn't play the Citadel. So they have Upheaval, Citadel, Karn. Let's attack and see if they want to block. They do. Pass priority. Alright, so they're going to do that. And they have Karn. So let's go Channeler. I think Channeler Alpine Moon. Definitely don't want that. Name Saga. And play this pass. I could have Chaliced on, or could have Explosives on 0 instead of playing the Alpine Moon. But then they would have had the Saga in play, and I feel like that's worse. Like, they could play Karn here. But I could also just iteration into a Bolt, right? Even if they play Karn. So I think I like this line better. Oh, that's way better for us. Okay, that is a lot better for us. And they're emerying the Core Tapper. Okay. Sure. Which leads me to believe I think they're going to block with the Core Tapper and sack. Which is definitely good for me. Need to get a blue source. Need to get a blue source. So we can cast the iteration. So let's just go to attacks first. Yeah, let's go to attacks first. I think they're going to make the same play as last time. Block with the Core Tapper and sack to put counters on the Chalice. Then we can just do this on 0. Yep, that's fine. Yep. Damage happens. Let's actually go iteration first, I think. Try and hit a land. Do I want that for next turn? I don't think so. I think I'd rather just try and find removal spells. Okay, so we can take the Dress Down and the Bauble. Because I don't need the 4th land. Or the 5th land, excuse me. So let's go Tarn, crack this for Mountain, I think, yeah. Let's do this for 0. Graveyard the Croxa. Pop that. Cast this. Graveyard that. Take a look at what you're drawing. They're drawing a Surge Node. We have another Croxa. Okay. So they're going to Chalice for 1. Okay, makes sense. And the Node. So they still have Upheaval Karn. Alright, let's take a draw step. That was a good draw. So let's go attack first, so we can get the treasure off Ragavan. And I can actually just do it all here. So we can go Thoughtseize you, take Karn. I don't really want to draw a second moon. Well, they have 2 Karns. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, you just croak some them. Right? Yeah, I think croaking them's fine. So let's go land, land, sorcery, land, land. So now they discard the upheaval, but they need a land to cast Karn, and even if they cast Karn, it's not even clear that that's good enough. Right? Like, what are they really doing with Karn at this point? Like, even if they draw land, they go land, Karn. Yeah, they just don't have enough stuff. All right, game 3. Explosives was pretty good that game, so maybe I was underestimating, excuse me, how good Explosives is against them. So let's bring that one in. And I think maybe I don't need the 4th dress down. Like, we drew 2 of them and they weren't insane. And Explosives also deals with the construct tokens. Yeah, let's just do 3 on the draw. I think that's okay. I still don't really like Inquisition because it seems like what their deck is doing is just dumping a lot of stuff into play and then keeping a 4-mana payoff. So like they're dumping their hand, blanking my Inquisitions, and then keeping a, an expensive payoff that I can't Inquisition. Alright, they have Leyline. Also, another reason to cut Inquisition if they have that card. I didn't know they had that card, but definitely a reason to do so. Let's just go Bauble, pass. I don't really want to cast Alpine Moon quite yet, because I don't want to name Blast Zone, and I don't want them knowing I have the Alpine Moon. I want to try and sandbag it for just like to be a Stone Rain, like in this spot. Looks like they're playing Chalice. Yep. Chalice on 0. And a Surge Node. Sure. Yeah. Okay. They have 2 cards left. Alright, Bauble myself. It's a DRC, which I think I want to keep. So let's go fetch for Steam Vent. Play Blood Crypt. Cast DRC. Stone Rain you. Graveyard that. Name Saga. Still have 3 mana. They have a land they can still play Karn, which would not be ideal. We can heat the Karn, though. I guess their plan is just pop Blast Zone, huh? Yeah. Alright, well, attack. I think I'm probably just going to put Lurrus in my hand. Do they really want to pop Blast Zone with the 2 nodes in play, though? But I guess once they've already gotten the counters out of them, maybe they don't care about losing them. I'm really not sure. Because I could cycle Dress down here to try and find... I mean, what am I looking for? Another 1-drop that's just going to get blown up by the Blast Zone anyways? I think it's just better for me to Lurrus here. Yeah, I'm just gonna put another Black Source into play. Because then I can just start Lurrus bobbling them. Okay, like this. Alright, your turn. So it looks like that's what they're doing. They're just going to pop the Blast Zone. 6. Say, Ballist Astral Cornucopia. And Emery's their last card. So they have no cards in hand. Okay. I can live with this. We drew an EE, which we can do on 0. Yeah, so let's go... That was actually a really good draw. I'm going to keep the Heat, because Heat kills Karn. Heat kills a bigger Karn, excuse me. I don't really want that. Let's do this for 0. Definitely don't want that. I'm just going to pop this now to stop their mana acceleration. And I think yeah, you know what? If they want to pop the explosives, I think I'm okay with that. Because, or excuse me, the blast zone, because then they lose their nodes, and they're only on 2 mana if they do that. They also can't pop it unless they draw land, right? Because they would need a land to be able to sack the blast zone. So yeah, I think that was good. That was a weird match. I don't really know if get the GG some cherry man. I don't know if that matchup is good or bad. I have no idea what to make of it, because I'm still not even quite 100% sure what their deck is doing. But I know they're casting upheaval, and that's sweet. But anyways, we finished with a 4-1 record with the Dress Down Shadow deck. I was really impressed, really overly impressed with the card, specifically Dress Down. That felt like it was really good. There was a lot of spots. You even saw like the situations where we just go end step Dress Down, untap, play a 2-mana 6/6. Like, you know, and you can back it up with discard spells. So I think maybe this deck just wants to play 4 Dress Downs, but big fan of this deck. And if you enjoy playing the card Death Shadow as much as I do, I would highly recommend this deck. Aspiringspike has put a lot of work into it, and I think it's really awesome. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, thank you. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and with that, I will see you in the next one.